So it's another day in the beautiful world of Apple leaks, which means we have yet another bucket load of iPhone rumors to delve into. So of course we are still very much in the early phase of the 2021 iPhone leak cycle, but we already know so much about these devices months before release. And today, we're pretty much confirming a few of the headline features with this new version of the iPhone, including the name, the Touch ID scanner, the big camera upgrades, and possibly reverse wireless charging. So very interesting upgrades I think a lot of you guys are going to be excited for. And so without further ado, let's just delve into this. Make sure to like and subscribe, click that bell notification for the latest Apple news and rumors. And with that being said, let's just tuck in. So as I said, these rumors come from a variety of sources, and so let's begin with the most accurate, the almighty Apple leaker himself, Mark Gurman. So Mark Gurman gave us a ton, and I mean a ton, of information about Apple's future products coming very soon. And he gave us a few tidbits about the iPhone in 2021 too. And while he specifically mentions that Apple engineers are considering the 2021 iPhones as an S version of the 2020 models. So yes, that pretty much near confirms that the next iPhones will be the iPhone 12s. Now of course I have talked about this at length in previous videos, but it makes a lot of sense. So for the last few years, Apple's been following a cycle with their designs, where they have a huge redesign, they have an S year, and then they have a camera year. For example, we had the 6, the 6S, and the 7, and then we had the 10, the 10S, and the 11 Pro. Now yes, I know there's the iPhone 8, but the iPhone 8 is an exception, not the rule, so forget about it. It was a blip in the iPhone cycle. Let's focus on the other versions. Anyways, coming back to my point, as minor as the iPhone 12 series is over the iPhone 11 series, it counts as a redesign because we got those beautiful flat edges. And of course, when Apple has a redesign like the iPhone 12, they have high costs initially because of course they have to change the manufacturing process and the molds used in the tooling process. And so to make those initial costs worth it in the long term, they reuse the design for another 2 cycles with the S year and the camera year. And so that is my long-winded explanation as to why 12S makes a lot of sense in 2021. And yes, I know that 12S Pro Max is going to be a mouthful, but iPhone names have not really made a lot of sense in the last few years. We had the whole Roman numeral saga with the iPhone 10/X and then the 10S and the XS. That was super confusing, so iPhone names haven't made sense for a long time, and so I don't think that's going to be a huge issue for Apple. I guess like we got used to 10S Max and iPhone 11 Pro Max and iPhone 12 Pro Max, we'll get used to iPhone 12s Pro Max when the phones arrive in September. Also, bear in mind, John Prosser told us that the iPhone 13 might not even happen in the first place because 13 in Western culture is seen as an unlucky number, and obviously for marketing, some superstitious people might be put off the iPhone 13, which of course won't help with sales, and so there is a chance Apple avoids that number in the future. And if Apple does that, that will just confuse things to the next level because if we have the 14 after the 12S, that would make no sense. And so I'm hoping that Apple just ditches the numbers in general. I'm hoping this year they can just go for the 2021 iPhone and just refer to the range as iPhone, iPhone mini, iPhone Pro, and iPhone Pro Max. In fact, we haven't had numbers on the iPad range for years now, and of course with the Mac range we never had numbers in the first place. They've always been referred to by the year, and so I think it would make sense to of course do the same with the iPhone range. I mean, think about it, an iPhone 17s Pro Max doesn't sound that appealing, and so I do think Apple will be dropping the numbers very soon. And so yes, while it might be referred to as 12S internally, and while I might refer it as a 12S for the time being, I think the marketing name could change because Apple ultimately confirms that a few weeks before initial release. And so yes, we have plenty of time. Apple's still very much in the process of deciding a name, and at the end of the day, it's just a name, so it's not really going to make a huge difference to the actual product. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I think iPhone 12s seems more likely, but hopefully they just drop the numbers and just go for years instead. Anyways, Mark Gurman mentions that the main feature they're testing right now is something we've been asking for some time, and that is of course the in-display Touch ID scanner. Now yes, I know we've heard of this before, but Mark Gurman confirming this is big news because Mark Gurman, as I said, is incredibly reliable. So yes, we can be for sure that Touch ID is coming to the iPhone, and in this pandemic era, this makes a lot of sense. I think this is going to be a huge feature for the iPhone and a huge incentive for a lot of people to upgrade to the iPhone 12s. Honestly, while I want 120Hz and I want a smaller notch, I only need a Touch ID scanner. That would pretty much make the iPhone near perfect for me. And so if Apple could give me pretty much the iPhone 12 with some small refinements and of course that in-display Touch ID scanner, that would be pretty amazing, and I think that alone will get me to upgrade. Now allegedly Apple is going to be using Qualcomm's new in-display fingerprint tech that just debuted on the Galaxy S21, and in the videos I've seen so far it looks pretty rapid. It's allegedly 1.7 times bigger than the last version, so yes, some pretty neat upgrades. I'm certainly looking forward to seeing that with the iPhone 12s. The next upgrade I want to talk about are the cameras. So obviously I've mentioned in the past that allegedly Apple's giving us a better ultra-wide, and allegedly some of the features from the iPhone 12 Pro Max will be trickling down to the rest of the lineup. And pretty much DigiTimes in their latest report echoes mostly the same thing. So the first thing they mention is the sensor shift stabilization in the iPhone 12 Pro Max. That's coming to the rest of the iPhone 13 lineup. So all models next year will have this technology, and it should improve video, it should make things more stable. Honestly, I have no exact clue as to how it works, so you should research it, but either way, I think there should be a substantial improvement with stabilization overall on the iPhone 13 series. But then we get to the dodgy parts. So they do mention the ultra-wide will be getting better, wider aperture, autofocus. Those are going to be substantial upgrades to that sensor, but weirdly enough, they mention the sensor on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, the main sensor that's letting in 88% more light, the gigantic sensor, that will be coming to the regular Pro only. The iPhone mini and the iPhone regular version will be sticking to the same cameras we have on the iPhone 12. Now this isn't a huge bummer, honestly, because I've used the iPhone 12 Pro Max and the main sensor isn't that substantially better over the regular iPhone 12. So I don't think it will make a huge difference, but again, I think Apple wants to differentiate the Pro lineup from the regular iPhones, and so especially in the past with the Pro iPhones being focused on the cameras, it makes sense that the Pros have an upper hand with the main sensor. But now we come to the final exciting tidbit about the next iPhones, and that is reverse wireless charging. So since the iPhone 11 days, we've been hearing information about reverse wireless charging coming to the iPhone. In fact, people till this day think that the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 11 have wireless charging tech that is capable of reverse wireless charging, but has been disabled in the software. Now personally, this has always felt a little off to me because Apple, I don't think they would disable features in software and then maybe enable it in the future. That just seems so un-Apple-like to me. But John Prosser claims that AirTags will have the capability of being charged by your iPhone using reverse wireless charging. Now, of course, this sounds great, but honestly, if Apple were to lock down reverse wireless charging just for AirTags, that would be pretty dumb. And so John Prosser does suggest that maybe more accessories with wireless charging would be able to be charged by your iPhone. And I think it's about time, because imagine the combination of MagSafe and reverse wireless charging. Imagine propping your AirPods and then magnetically docking on the back of the iPhone. That just makes a lot of sense to me, and so I can see that happening with this year's iPhones. In fact, a little conspiracy theory, but apparently Apple moved the logo to the center of the iPhone because they were planning to launch reverse wireless charging, and so if you were to drop AirPods on the back of your iPhone, the logo would be an indicator as to exactly where you place it. Now, weirdly enough, we actually have had rumors in the past about AirTags launching with the iPhone 11 series. It was rumored all the way back in 2019, and we still don't have them. That's kind of insane. But anyways, I think Apple's plan is that let's launch reverse wireless charging once we have AirTags, because I don't know, for some reason they kind of want to promote AirTags, and maybe it just seems cool that this accessory could charge using your iPhone. And so I think as soon as AirTags is ready for launch, which right now seems around March 2021, at least we hope, then Apple will launch reverse wireless charging on the iPhone, which of course would be the 2021 models. So yes, finally some hope when it comes to reverse wireless charging on the iPhone. I think this would be pretty dope. And of course, when we can eventually travel again, which right now seems like never again. But anyways, I still hope that things get better and we can travel again. The reverse wireless charging on the iPhone would be really, really nice to have, especially when your AirPods are dying. I can simply just put my AirPods on top of the iPhone and give them a quick top up. That sounds amazing. And so yes, I hope Apple does just that. And that seems to be pretty much everything covered. Oh wait, actually no, there's actually one more. Smaller notch. Are you being serious? Have we got another bloody report about the smaller notch? Guys, let me remind you, that's not happening and I do not want to talk about this again, okay? I probably have to, but anyways, for the time being, that's my stance. Anyways, before I start turning green because of all these bloody small notch rumors, I'm going to end it here. But tell me in the comments below, if this is an S year, what do you think will be the big new color? Because of course in the past, we've seen Apple launch exclusive colors for their S variants. And so what do you think will be the big color this year? And on that note, I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click that bell notification for the latest Apple news and rumors. Check out a video in the iCard above about some iPad mini 6 renders that are pretty fishy. And on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya, peeps.